Okay. Hello and welcome everyone. I am Clown Baby. That is Jaded. Say hello.
Hey,
And we are playing some two-hole tonight, as the servers are going to be reset any day now. Maybe even any minute. For all we know, the stream will be interrupted with the reset. We don't know.
let's
But,
hope not.
but hopefully before it is, we can take the time to give a tour, a last second tour of our adventure dungeon. It is a uh, event that we hosted and built for Two Hall. Two Hall is a survival-esque game where you live generation by generation. It's, a, it's the only game I think that exists where players are born to another player.
Other than Hall, 1 Hour, One Life, which is
Oh, that's
this
right.
game is an offshoot of.
That's right. This game is also, yes, an offshoot of a Steam game called 1 Hour, One Life. It basically is just uh, copies that game and adds things that the other game doesn't have. Uh,
And this game is moderated, whereas 1 Hour, One Life is not and has a lot of griefing issues. But some people like the drama of that. 2 Hours, One Life is very kind of mellow, laid back, very family role play. Sorry. A lot of survival aspects, building, you build up a community. A lot of people came here from Don't Starve Together. I know a lot of your viewers were from Don't Starve Together as well. And me and Clown, of course, both played Don't Starve Together. That's how we met. But I've been playing this. I dabble in it quite a lot. I've got well over 2,700 hours here now. And Clown graciously agreed to build this lovely event with me. And he will be giving the lovely people of 2 Hours, One Life a tour of the dungeon along with answering all the riddles for any of those who could not get them.
so we're going to give you a nice little overview and rundown of the dungeon. Uh, Two Hall. Yes, Jaded is much more involved in the Two Hole community than I am. I just play it with her, and I helped her build this dungeon, as she pointed out. Uh, Shit, I lost my train of thought. Edit this part out. No. Uh, So yes, Jade is much more involved with the community than I am. She plays the game a lot more than I do. But the community is pretty active and fun. Anybody from the community watching it, you know that. They host many events. They've had in the past. They've had a board game event, a chess event, several mazes. They just had a Halloween event that they just finished with. And of course, the feature for today is the tour of the our event, which was we called it the Dungeon Adventure. So we got into D&D and we thought it'd be fun to build like a maze-like dungeon for everyone to run through, and it kind of captures some things from D&D that we like. For instance, this is our spawn area. It is called the Spawning Portal Inn and Tavern. For those of you who play D&D, you all will get the pun. So everybody spawns in here. We have some food to keep people alive as we started the event while they waited for us to explain the rules to them and all. We had radios here to radio between the two shops that we have. We had a shop here. The idea was is that because it was a pain in the ass to reset this place and gather everybody's things, we incentivized everybody to bring the stuff back for us, and we would pay, give them money to which they could change that money for upgraded clothes, some food, items like that, or tools that they could use in the dungeon. No one really utilized it. They just tried to run through it as fast as they could. We didn't really know how people would play the dungeon, so we provided many avenues for all things. But we also do little cute things like here's our bar, complete with wine, beer, and all the goodies. And up here we have Heroes Wanted. So when everybody started, this door was open and they came up here and these doors were all closed. And the way to get into the doors is you type the password uh, for which class you wanted to be. That's right, we had classes. So we had the healer class, which, oh, I will need to take one of these poi packs with the healer bag. I don't want to take the poi pack with all the food in case anyone plays it in the last second. Anyways, it came equipped with this little thing, this little medical apron with sterile pads so people could heal people when they got injured from all the various things we had in there. It also had a yum bag and a poi pack, and it had a general look. I'm not going to go over that look quite. In here we had the hunter, was the only class that we had that could attack. Unlike everybody else, it did not start with a yum bag. It started with a quiver with arrows and a bow. We made it an elf, so we used the elf hats. So it was like, oh, we have races and classes. And yes, but I was going to get to that. But he also started, the hunter did start with a sandwich in their shorts. That was their only starting food. And you're like, food? What's food for? Well, in this game, you can starve, like any good survival game. So you had to, eat. And I said yum bag. A yum bag is basically foods have different values. You ideally only want to eat each food once. On to the next class here, we had the warrior. It was modeled after much of what I wear. I wear this hat all the time, except right now. And it had a sword. The warrior's primary purpose was to fight other people shit. So we did add a little bit of PvP to the thing,
Which is not typical. Yeah.
Yeah, not typical. But we wanted to add some sort of competitiveness to it in some way, and so we thought if someone completed it and got the item that they were looking for, they could kill people and try to get out. And the last but not least is our rogue class. They had this little get up right here. That was their top. Everybody had shorts that had pockets because the shorts with pockets and a belt allows them to carry 2 items. By the way, for all you novices to 2 hours, 1 life that are watching, yes, you can put a tool not only on your poi pack, but if you have the trousers with the black trousers with the belt, you can put a tool on that as well. So you can always carry around 2 tools. And in rogue style, the rogue had a knife. Rogues typically have daggers. That knife was as close as we could get to a dagger. I have no idea where I left my med pack.
In the warrior room.
In the warrior room. So those were the classes that we had offered to people. The idea was that they would go into parties of 4. And yeah. In true DnD function. Also, the warriors also had a shield. I was insistent that they all take a shield, and they all sold it for gold. Now, the goal of our dungeon event was to, if you can't see here above the fireplace, or is a glass tube. This glass tube was a relic of something that was patched out of the game, but basically if you messed up in crafting glass, it would craft this. So we happened to have 2 of them from another town of ours. So we flew them over here, and we had one here, and then there was one hidden in the dungeon that you had to recover. It was like the boss area. It was the whole purpose of the maze, or the dungeon. And now, but since someone completed the dungeon and won the event, we have them both here. We had a whole story about the magic of the dungeon, protect us, yada yada yada. All that good stuff. That was another thing. There was actually quite a bit of story to this dungeon. Jaded was very invested in making this dungeon feel very alive and have a personality of its own. So once everybody gathered up their classes and they split into their groups, we assigned them a door. We had 1, 2, 3. We had 4 doors for everybody to go through. Wait, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 5 doors for everybody to go through to choose a direction, and we are going to be heading this way. The password to get to the first door was go. and they were the same for all the doors. So we progress into this little snow area. There was two directions to go in the snow area. You could go down, or you could go up. If you went up, there you came upon this murderous scene. There were all these dead animals everywhere. We had a little Christmas tree here. We had milk and cookies here on the table. These presents were all wrapped at originally, and they all have little notes in them. You know, Jada did paint a pretty morbid picture, like because like we had dead bodies in here of the mom and the dad. We had that's right, we left all the butter here. We were supposed to use it to cook here. We left empty shelves of food that no one could eat. There was a dead dog in here, which I guess was moved. And a little key, if nobody ever noticed, was there was a hidden room here. And in this hidden room was the diary of who? Lyra.
Lyra.
And Lyra told us, had told us this crazy story of how, something befell uh, their home here, and their parents hid her away. She heard some growling, and there was an attack, and it started. And, she was all excited about Christmas. And, as time went on, she was waiting here for them to come back, and they never did. She started getting cold. She was running out of food. And then she had her teddy bear to keep her safe, and her journal to distract her. And then we don't know her horrible fate. What is this paper? I get a little choked up just thinking about it. It's a twisted
I
story.
know, it's so sad when you tell it again.
It wretched everybody's heart that read it. It was like, holy crap, what are you doing, Jaded? So we come up to here to Neela's sweatshop. Neela is who?
One of the 2 Hall players who made a crap ton of clothes and the whole dressing room area over in the Prep Town spawn.
Yes, we had a prep town. Oh, that's another thing to this whole dungeon. We wanted Dungeon Adventure to be the spawn point for the dungeon. And then after that, uh, we basically entered in a ton of random spawn codes. In this game, you have a spawn code to spawn as an Eve, whereas in 1 Hour, One Life, you just spawn randomly, either to a family or if there's no living families or a family's missing an Eve, your spawn is that Eve. But in this one, you can use a spawn code to become an Eve. So we just typed in random spawn codes and then looked for Adventure Dungeon because we marked where Adventure Dungeon was for the start position, and we spent like a whole night just typing in random things until we finally
I
found
spent like
one.
a week typing in random things, to be
Was it,
honest.
I thought we found it in the first night.
No, we did not find it in the first
Oh,
night.
okay. Well, we
And to
spent
add on about Neela, any of these rooms that have a person's name, we just kind of honored the work they did to help us prep in the prep town by putting their names on one of the buildings
yes.
we made.
So yes, Neela was one of our helpers. She did a lot of work for us, helped us speed along this process. And we honored her by naming the sweatshop after her since she made a lot of the clothes. But yeah, so we spent tons of time, you know, typing in random spawn codes until we finally got one that was close enough to here. And basically, the dungeon is built between those two spawn points, and we use the other spawn point as our prep town for the rest of the dungeon. And then down here we have oh wow, there's a stone block with Ryan that says this is one of the 4 final clues. When was that put in?
Moon added it during the event because people were missing the final words in the areas.
Oh, so we have 4 words hidden around the dungeon. This is one of them. It's the. There were clues to indicate how to find them. What's this? I hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. Yes, little wastebasket. 10 days accident free. And oh, We have a passworded door that isn't open, but where's the clue?
Nobody ever guessed that one. The
Oh
clue is
wait,
in the
yeah,
room.
that's right. So the clue for this door, that's right. As you can see, we have all these banners here on the thing. So the clue is, let's see, we have two of those green, two of the horses, two of the whatever ones, two of the blues. Oh, so it's which one is missing?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know all the banners, how are you going to know which one's missing?
Well, you can take off the banner, so you can see that there's 3 pink, 3 green, 3 blue, and then there's only 2 of the yellow and red. But if
Oh,
you
there
don't know the
are?
name, you can take it off. Yeah. And it says horse flag roll.
Oh,
If you hover over it, it'll say the name.
which means the password must be horse or horse flag of something such. It was horse. And in here we added, there were sterile pads. You need sterile pads to heal, so that was like a little boon. And in here, a bunch of money. Oh wow, we put a bunch of money in here.
Yes, that was like a pretty big loot thing, but nobody ever got it. All the ones that were kind of hard but not required to go through, I tried to do a really big boon so that if they did manage to get it or take the time to figure it out, they felt well rewarded. But nobody, I don't think, caught any of the optional ones. So
No. So moving on, we move down to here. What was the name of the girl's little dog? Lyra's dog's name. It didn't say it. I didn't. That note wasn't
did
there.
see it, unless the note was gone. The note might have been gone. But originally it said, "I do hope Fluffy is okay."
So,
Let's see. I do hope Fluffy is okay. I heard him growling when the attack started, then
that's
silence.
right. So the prerequisite for this door was that you found that hidden room with Lyra's journal. Otherwise, you couldn't go this way, and you'd have to go down instead into a horrible jungle that we built. We will loop back around to it. So that was the password for there. I think people got through it though by guessing it. People have been playing the dungeon and they killed everything. So this room was filled with boars. That was our mob, and so this door, for those who don't know, we're not going to be well, never mind. I don't know. I'll probably loop back around. This door, the password for this door isn't known because this room below was filled with milkweed. So the password for the door was milkweed. But since all the milkweed was picked, no one can know that anymore. And then moving on. Jace's father had 3 sons, Snack, Crapple, and so the password of this door is Jace's Jace's father had 3 sons, Snack, Crapple, and what? Well, Jace. It's Jace is one of them. But the trick was that you were supposed to think Pop. Oh my god! There's still bears in here.
Yes, there is. Don't worry, I have a med pack if you
So do
get
I.
attacked. And I have
So, what is
backup.
this? What is always in front of you but can't be seen? So we're given a clue. And here's the door. Password is future. And lo and behold, that's the password. But before we continue this way, we're going to head back towards
You can
this.
leave the doors open now.
Oh my god!
Oh
Oh
my
my god, let me go!
god.
Oh, I need to let you in, don't I?
No, I know the password. But I'm leaving all the doors open. Plus, I'm on a horse. I am safe.
Also,
Right now, as it stands, you can't get eaten on a horse.
yes. One of the things we had with this is that we had random food sprinkled throughout the thing because the idea is we didn't know how long it would take or how well people would be able to survive, and the idea was is that food was supposed to be the limiting resource. and we
Food
put
was pretty scarce. I watched Cartoon Jesse's YouTube stream of it, which he's a pretty big two-haul streamer, and a lot of people were starving. Like they were starving bad. They didn't really use creative means of. I mean, some people did, but a lot of them didn't use creative ideas for making food. Uh, it was definitely something more aimed at experienced players who might have more knowledge of different ways that you could create food on the fly. Um, and I feel like the ones that did know how to do that benefited more because, you could make sauerkraut in here or ice cream. Like we left a lot of options, but you had to be experienced enough to notice them.
yeah. So here we are. We're back at the spawning portal. So if you went, so we did, and so if you had the up route here, you went into the milkweed room, and it had these doors were not passworded. Okay.
No.
And this was just a dead end, or
No, it had some little hidden items
there's a hidden item here?
behind. Yeah, there's a couple hidden. There was some food here. I guess someone finally got that. The corner walls are great for hiding items that people don't typically find.
So yeah, one of the things we did is we also made boons of clothing because the better clothing you wear, the less you starve, the slower you starve. No one utilized clothing at all.
The warriors did,
Oh,
but they had the worst clothing out of
they
everybody.
did that was clothing. So that was the up path. And so really, if you went up, you did. Oh yeah, never mind. You could go up through the milkweed route side. So up
Yes,
and to the right both lead in kind of a circle.
this
Uh,
is left.
yeah, we'll do right and down later. So if you had the left path, one of the things we had here is we had an idea that if people couldn't get it on the first day and they wanted to save their progress or their stuff, we put a little inn here for them to stay in. It never got used. So if you went, left, you would go up here and that went into there. That was it. That was your only option. Oh, okay. Wow. So we had three paths lead to the same place.
Well, they were staggered time-wise, and like if you went to an earlier place, there were better boons there.
That's true.
But if you went to a place that sat later in the maze, then you would have less boons, but you would save time. So
So our second left entrance was this one. You came into here and you came into this room, which really didn't quite. It only works once. Impossible to reset. But in this room was a piece of food on the ground.
oh,
What?
it had been reset. It's now
Yeah.
back to thingy.
There was a piece of food here, and what happens is if you remove the food in this game, there are beehives, as you can see on this tree below me. And when you knock a beehive down, bees spawn, and bees, when they sting you, lower your. It makes it so you can't eat anymore, and it lowers your food meter down to 3 pips. So if you have no bonus, you run the risk of starving. We use food traps like that, and with mosquitoes and quite a few places to make food more important and to create a sense of danger and risk. So here, if you picked up the food, the bees would spawn because the food was blocking the bee spawn in the first place. And when the bees spawn, you get stung, and it worked. It was clever, but it was really hard to reset. We couldn't reset it without a mod. So at which point you would come down to this room. This room did have a wolf in here, which made it a little harder to do the room, and that was kind of the point. When our test runners ran it, they did feel the stress of having the one wolf in here, stressing them out because they're trying to read these clues, and this thing is hounding them. So the first clue is 4 men sat down to. Oh, of course, it disappears once I get there. And this was the problem: is that the talking stones disappear. 4 men sat down to play. They played all night till break of day. They played for gold and not for fun. With separate scores for everyone. When they came to square accounts, they all had made quite fair amounts. Can you, the paradox, explain? If no one lost, how could all gain? What did they play? So there's little clues in here that once you understand what the answer is, you're like, oh my God. I never got this one, uh, but the clues are, they played. They played for,
Scores.
huh?
The scores.
I wasn't to that part yet. Four men sat down to
My
play.
bad.
They all played night till break of day. With separate scores, scores is the keyword there for everyone. They all made the same amount. So score, they all played, and it doesn't say they played a game. It says they all played and they all had separate scores. So what did they play? Password is music.
We
Okay.
did have the two paintings on the wall that I feel like was kind of a clue to what was in
Oh
the room.
yes, we did leave a painting, two paintings of. I guess we should have done all three. I guess the ballet dancer threw them off. But I don't
Yeah,
think
well, I mean,
people were paying
this
attention
was
to
have
things.
some thrown off clues, anyways.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't want it too easy. We just made it too hard.
So you come down here, and in this room there was a bear or two. Think of words ending in "gree." Hungry and angry are two. Three. There are three words in the common tongue. What's the third? It's something we all use every day, and if you listen carefully, I've already told you. So, I still don't reading it. I don't understand it, but the password here is tongue.
3 words in the common tongue. What is the third? Some of these are kind of like kids' riddles. I'm not gonna lie. We got them from places where some of them would be jokes told by kids, and a few of them are very much like that. A kid would get it faster than an adult trying to think logically.
Okay, so we're on this side. Can I explore the whole jungle if I come this way?
Yeah,
Okay.
all the jungle connections connect to each other.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna go back to the start, and we will. Oh, that's right. You're leaving the doors open. Because we'll show that the other entrance. We'll do the far entrance of the jungle to showcase the jungle. I do feel like
I'm
we're
going
miss.
ahead of you and shutting all the doors.
I do feel like we're missing a fork. I guess it's that one if you went.
It's past the bears. You didn't go past it.
Yeah. Oh, we have a down. We have the down route. So this down route, down to here. Uh, so the clue is what a wonderful phrase. It means no worries for the rest of your days. The password was Hakuna Matata. Matata. And apparently I spelled it wrong. It's H, right? Hakuna?
Yes.
Hakuna Matata. I spelled it exactly the same, so that's not how you. Oh, I didn't put is. Hakuna Matata. Nope, that's still not it. How am I not spelling this right?
Okay. Okay, you know what? On my end, can you
Uh-huh.
see me next to you?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's weird. Because the door is open, actually.
I know, I was trying to close it.
Oh, well, it worked for me.
I'm not spelling it right.
Hakunamatata. It's 2 words. I don't know if you have that right.
No, I have it as one.
That would be the problem.
Hakuna Matata. Ah, little Disney reference there for people. And then this
Are you
came down.
coming into the room?
This came down to another part of the jungle. So we will go back up. I'll take you to the last. So back here if you went right, and instead of going up, you went down. Now, originally, Jaded was going to make it so that in order to go down, he had to go up first. But then she decided to change that. Jesse's Forest of Slaughter. Jesse built this forest for us. Well, we built the outline. She put all the trees and all the plants in here to make it very dense and scary. There are mosquitoes everywhere. So yeah, this place is a little hard. I've never navigated on foot like everybody else had to before.
I've done it a few times for testing. It's not that bad.
We
And it's definitely not that bad now.
Yeah, we crammed a lot of mosquitoes in here originally. So yeah, the path's a little hard to see at times. There were also boars in here. This was probably the hardest part of the dungeon. Others disagree. Forward I am heavy, backward I am not. What am I? That is password is ton. Boom, boom. Open. We have another stone here. Oh, it's just the same. Oh, that's a fucking mosquito. I almost walked right into it. Can I go down here?
Yes.
Yes. No, I can't. Oh.
Yes.
Jeez. I am easy to lift, but hard to throw. What am I? Password is I am easy to lift, but hard to throw. Oh, feather. Also, this dungeon is one of the few parts, is the early part of the dungeon, so we were building it on an existing D&D dungeon. And so it actually has the shape of that dungeon, but that got old quick, I guess.
No, it was just hard to go with some of the terrain wasn't cooperating.
I cannot talk, but I always reply when spoken to. When am I? Password is echo. And a lot of the passwords here at the beginning are pretty easy riddles, as it should be, because it's the beginning. So even though this forest is crazy, scary, and supposed to be somewhat difficult, the password should be easy for you to navigate. And when we got down here, pronounced as one letter and written with 3, 2 letters there are, and 2 only in me. Oh yeah. So password is I. That was the password for the door. There was a bear in here as well as a medic bag spoon. And the word you're seeking is 4. So we have now found the second 4 final clues that people were looking for. How many times do we have this written? I'm double, I'm single, I'm black and blue, gray, I'm red from both ends, and what same either way. What am I? Was that the original I clue?
It's supposed to have 2 clues.
Come down here. Yeah. What can you catch but never throw? Password is cold. Yes. It was a cold, but apparently we were causing some confusion having some of the clues having the or a or, you know, little words like that at the start were causing confusion when people were trying to guess the passwords, and therefore we were just like, we'll just make as many of them as single words as we can, even if it doesn't make sense. Can you do me a favor and go forward and tell me, like, is there any doors I need to... Is this a one-way, is this a one-way road, or does it loop?
It does not loop. There's one to leave out the jungle. There's one more riddle.
Okay. So I'm going to go up here and show you some more of the other parts of the jungle.
Those will also have exits out the jungle too.
Yeah. I don't know which exits I'm going to use yet.
Okay.
Probably shouldn't have gone to this one first. The one that was considered the hardest one to find.
It used to be actually a lot more blocked off, but we cut some of these trees down so you could actually see or the door was hidden behind like a wall of trees.
Yes. So there was the echo. We've been through there. Here's a nice big room. Oh, yeah. This door is supposed to be closed because it's a one-way door, is it not? Or it's supposed to be a
This
one-way
one is,
door?
yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
If it's
yeah.
closed on this side, you can't come in from the jungle.
Oh, it's a key door. Okay, so
You want to take the horse to go through there?
the okay, so this room, this was my creation, and it didn't quite work out as much as I wanted it, but it worked out ish. It was the door room. The idea was is originally there were little spots here where you can kind of still see them in remnants where the animals were stuck. And if you didn't open the correct doors, it would of course let them out, and mayhem would ensue. Oh, this polar bear. Oh no, he's not. And so yeah, I called it door room. In it, there's a key box up here. Or no, there's a lock box up here. The key for that is actually hidden in the jungle somewhere. I do not even remember where. It's just randomly in there behind a tree. But the keys for this door over here and the one I came in are down here in this basket or in this box. So I made a specific key. The only way you could get into this room was using it. So, and going through this crazy door maze I created. It didn't quite work out this way I wanted it. We will come to the other entrance to this room later. I've now opened more doors to the door room. And yes. But the idea was that you get the key and this door was sort of one way. Couldn't open it from the other side. Like I can't close it from the other side. And Jaded can't open it from that side. Another idea is that we wanted people to close doors behind them because ideally you don't want people following your path, but apparently nobody cared. Okay, we can't go down.
I think they did at first, but then once they realized how challenging this was, they felt bad for, other people. Plus, they started helping each other, which is a big part of what the two-all community is. We help each other through all kinds of things.
I have towns without people, forests without trees, and rivers without water. Password is map. Oh, this. Oh, is this the loop-de-loop, or is this?
Yeah, it goes to another exit, I think. This way.
I know. Okay, so here's the entrance from. I think this is Akuna Matata's entrance.
Yes.
Yes. So Akuna Matata came out in here. You come to this door. Name me, and so ye shall break me. Name me, and so ye shall break me. Silence?
Yes.
Oh, silence. Look at that. Also, I'm not this good at I'm not this good at riddles. I just I built the place, so I had to do the riddles a few times. And there was that bear room that I came through, and it came down to here, and it came down to this door. Your mother is an orc. Your father is a dwarf. What are you? Password is dork, which apparently that threw people for a loop. Oh my god, I still didn't get to. Oh, okay. We'll go to it later. This one comes out to here. I think this is the only way to get to where we're going right now, so I will have to walk through this one. And then go back to the forest. Go back to the forest. So here we have what color goes here. So this was a color clue, you have green, yellow, yellow, blue, blue, green, yellow, green. Oh, I think the password's green.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like special. Figure out the pattern. Ah, yes, here we are. So we have two ways to go here. This direction takes you to what was our cult room. There were a bunch of snakes in here. Made a little room a bit difficult to to navigate, and we have a goose statue, goose god. And in here, this was this was our quote unquote final boss room type thing. So this room, as you can see by all the dead animals, was filled with all these dead animals or living animals. Oh my god, that thing's still alive and moving. They were all hostile, as you can see by the red squares, except for the mouflons. The mouflons were incidental. They just got stuck when we were moving in here. And here was where the final word is. You need to find 4 clues at desert, at jungle, at sweatshop, and bear rug. Wait, when was this put in here?
During the event.
Well, this cube wasn't here. This little stone. It just was a door and it was locked. And the whole
We were
point.
on the second life of people at least. Like
Yeah.
we were over an hour and a half, 2 hours in. Like it was we were given a little bit of a leg up. Plus this room was full of bears and it took them a long time to clear it enough to make it through.
Yeah, so the idea is the 4 clues to find the clues to find the 4 clues are were in these boxes. And you had to get to the boxes. Now, in our defense, when we built the room, the rules for the game were different. And
No, no, no. I built this room after that changed.
well,
But
when we invented the room, and a lot of actually puzzles and plans that we had in the dungeon, the rules of the game were different. If you were standing on an
let's
item,
say
hostile item, creatures couldn't hurt you, and they changed it right before the dungeon came out.
I would say the boar room, which we haven't seen yet, that one was built based on that, although we used it anyway. This one I had come up with actually after, and I decided that if I could traverse it without getting bit on foot, they could. But you would have to think smart, put items down. I didn't kill anything. I just set items down so that it blocked their movement. If they had nowhere to move, they couldn't bite me. So I always carried a lot of items around whenever I traveled.
So yeah, we will come back to that area. We will go up and then we will return to this. So this room, there was supposed to be a clue in this room, but I couldn't get it to, I couldn't put it in a way where it wouldn't block, but I guess I could have used a tombstone and that would have worked. Oh, but no, couldn't put it on the ground because you can't put tombstones on. So the clue for the room, the visuals should have been enough. If you're looking at the room, everything in the room is mirrored, except for two items are mirrored, but they're different, and that was the clue. Uh, you know, our test runner said this was good enough. Like you can figure it out by looking at this room what it was supposed to be. But if in case they didn't, originally I wanted to put a stone right here that said mirror, mirror, and that's why you have this dividing line. We also put this room in because when we constructed it, when we constructed the area, we realized that there weren't too many bridges between the top and the bottom portions of the maze or of the dungeon. So this was sort of a way to allow both to access each other at this point. So the password for this door is the mirror side. So it was password is frog because that's what's on this side, the other side, and this side is the elephant. And you could come up here, and this would take you, ignore the no access signs, to here, which was a fork. Oh. Oh. We'll be back to here. It's kind of hard to give a tour of this place. There's so many routes to take. And then this one, of course, is elephant, because that's what's different on the other side. You're muted. You didn't, whatever you just said, I didn't hear. Or nobody heard.
That's okay.
So now we're going to go back to the forest. I'm sorry for the tour. There's no cohesive, just a flow of all the rooms, but that's how it's built. It's a maze-like dungeon. Not so much maze-like, there's multiple paths to victory.
We wanted people to be able to interact with each other, but also kind of keep a safe distance away. But since we did do PvP for the event, which is not typical, so it's kind of fun to every now and then throw it in. By the way, the key is right here.
Yeah, I was just X-raying. Oh, there it is. There's the key. Yeah,
Yeah.
I X-rayed this.
It kind of gave a chance for them to run across and have some nice PvP moments, which
Yeah.
were fun, at least fun to watch.
So you came down here, and this one is I possess a father and a mother, but I am no one's son. Even with siblings, I am brother to none. Password is sister or daughter.
Nope. Yes.
And then this room I thought was really fun. So by the time you got to this room, there were a few rooms we thought that at least you had the idea that there were clues in rooms other than the passwords written. So this one has colored tiles on the ground. It's got paintings on the wall, but all the paintings are different. The tiles don't make any sense. You're like sitting here like, what the hell? What's the password of this room? And this was our probably our most fun one. Password is Mouflon. The only thing in there that isn't anywhere. Wait, did I spell it wrong? Yes, I did. The only thing that's really out of place because we don't really have Mouflons in the thing.
And the brown thingy, the brown creature, for those that don't know, is a Mouflon.
Yeah, little goat creatures. Yes, this is Mouflon. The animal in it. All right, so we have that. We did that, so we have to go all the way back to the bear.
Yep. Wait, which bear are you talking about?
Bottom path.
Yes. Well, just the bear's not there anymore, so.
I know.
Is it? Is the polar bear there?
I have no idea. Probably. I don't think anyone killed the polar bears.
No, there's a polar bear in the jungle, but it's
Oh.
not there either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, this room might be a little tricky. Or not. I am an odd number. Take away a letter and I become even. What number am I? Password is 7. Wait. Right? This is the lowest. Okay, yeah. So here we go.
Yeah, and there's you skipped the actor staging area.
The actor staging area?
Yeah, below us. Maybe you can't see it. Are you zoomed out?
I am an odd what? Oh, yeah. Oh, so yeah, we had a little area down here. We didn't have it. One of the people, one of our the community members, for those of you who are familiar with 2 Hours One Life and are active in the community, help me out here.
Cartoon Jessie.
Cartoon Jessie, she had a whole nomad event she did where she traveled from one point all the way to our dungeon, and she built a town outside our dungeon. And for the dungeon event, she cut out this little acting staging area where there was a town of people, and they were, I guess, on fire or something. I don't remember.
No, they were screaming for, trying to get the adventurers to save them from the evil witch. They had to go find the crystal so they would be freed.
So it tied more into the story that we had created.
She did put fire around them later to, increase the threat. It was just kind of a cute little story she added onto it. Like I said, she's a really big streamer in the 2L community. She streams there pretty much daily, I think. Like, it's quite a few times a week at the very least.
Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, it was like a little fun little role play for people to do, for the community to help out, to be a part of the dungeon, even if they weren't running the dungeon. So we come into here. We had a nice little ice area. Down here, where this polar bear was, there was a boon. I'm not gonna do it. Oh. In mirrored whispers, a dual line, a twin truth, and digits defined. Password is 11.
Did you even read both stones?
Prime is in its essence a mystery to explore, symmetry, secret, and numerical lore. No, I did not, apparently.
Colin got this one before we even built the dungeon. A lot of them we tested by, I would either ask him or Jinx, someone outside of anybody that would potentially do the dungeon, just to see if, how hard a riddle was. I couldn't get this one, but he got it, so we put it in. And some of the players got it.
And if I got it, it was easy. So one of the things like about this room that isn't really showcased here because I use WASD to move, but most people in this game have to use, the default version, at least if you play 1 hour 1 life first, is you have to click to move. In which case, when you click on these squares, you auto run. And the idea was like you're in ice, so you're forced to run. But since I use WASD, it doesn't happen to me. I can just move.
Wait, really? When you use WASD, it doesn't auto run you?
No.
Oh my god. That's so cheating.
We knew that when we built it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we did. 3 identical.
This whole time I was putting stuff in, I was running them around whether I wanted to or not.
3 identical looking umbrellas are sitting upright in a stand. Assuming the owners don't check their umbrellas, what percentage chance is there only 2 people will walk off with their own umbrella? And the password is 0.
Are you going up or left?
Oh, that's right. So we have a left. This was a little rubble room. I don't think we put the bears in here, did we?
I think it had bears.
The first letter of the alphabet is A, and the letter B comes after the letter A. However, the letter you need to worry about is the last one. What's the last letter of the alphabet? Password is T. Because the clue is alphabet. You're trying to spell alphabet. It does loop around back to here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we can. So even in my tour here, I fell victim to some of the things. Was this a passworded door or? No, it wasn't. That was just
Well, we had these boxes, and some of them were just filled with junk because in a dungeon, often there's just junk behind. So some of them had good stuff, some of them had junk, and
there was no
they
way
had to decide if they wanted to waste their time looking through each box or, hoping for loot. So.
And there was no way for us to build a mimic. So I did fall victim to one of the things that we put in here for the sole purpose of what it was there for. And that is we have a hidden passage here. Which if you're just progressing through the thing, you're looking for doors. You're not looking for like, hey, there's a hole in the wall. Even though you can see that there's a hallway here. And it led to this boon, which was supposed to be a fishing shack. The whole idea behind it was that, people could get food here if they needed it. What? I can't fish in the ice hole?
That is a primitive fishing pole that got outdated, and I thought about swapping it out for a good one, but I thought, let me, fool them with a non-working fishing pole. And what's funny about it is, I don't know if they fix it. Yeah, you can't just sit it down. Like when you pick it up, you have to swap it out with another item.
What are you talking about? I just put it down.
Okay, why is it that you can?
Are you right click?
Okay, maybe just I was right clicking. I tried right click, I tried left click, I tried space bar. Um, okay, well, it doesn't work for me. Maybe
Oh
it's because
yeah,
my mod's
this is
outdated.
the secret door. So, and this door came into here, which was the Liger's Pride Inn and Tavern. So this is another inn and tavern we made, uh, with some food boons. Back here we had a little gambling area. Up here we had some inn rooms. There used to be a wolf running around here. Yeah, and of course the door room came down into here as well. You came by path of door room. Uh, Here's an intact bed. Jaded built little beds, if you can tell. We had bearskin beds with sheepskin pillow and a sack of corn, apparently.
They can make popcorn.
Here's the wine cellar over here. There's the bar over here. What? You left this door open?
That's intentionally. You could go in there and you could make more beer, grab grapes, you know, few hidden boons in here. It's all enclosed, technically.
Yes.
You can see the inside of the jungle.
So yeah, we're gonna put this. So yes. And yes, so over here we have the exit out. What falls but never breaks, and what breaks but never falls. Password is night? Or is night and day. So as you can see, open it. And so I thought this would be a little clever thing. Apparently it didn't go over very well with some people, but because this was a gambling area back here with a vault, but this was where the gamblers were, that of course in the back there was a cockfighting ring. I thought it was clever. And I thought it was way more tame than the other thing we could have done, which apparently really rubbed people the wrong way. So up here we have, never the same, I die on your palm. Never the same, I die on your palm?
I actually got this one from the
Oh,
DnD.
yeah. Snowflake. Oh, that's Snowflake. This one leads to... Okay, we'll be going that way later. Wait, will we? Possibly.
You should come out here and go to where it meets the other one.
Yeah, but we have to go down and loop around. Plus, all the bears are here now. You have to move away.
Okay.
You have to move away from the door.
Here.
Okay, so in here, this is a stressful room. So in this room, this is one of our visual cues. There's no talking stone, but what we do have is we have blossom scroll paintings on the walls. We have 5 different blossom trees. Probably should have typed the password before I walked in here. Password is... Oh my god, I gotta run! Oh, I can't. Blossom. Oh my god. Oh my god!
There, right there.
I'm gonna type the password out here. I don't need to type the password. I told you what the password is. The password to that door is Blossom. We're gonna see that the room's on the other side by coming from a different route anyways. What thrives when you feed it, but dies when you water it. Ah, there it is. We were talking about this one today. Third is fire. And down here is our little church that we built. And back here was a dynamite boon, which we had made to incorporate to get through a barrier that we put in place, which ended up not working. So the whole
That's because
boon,
we built it backwards, but they did actually utilize it.
they did. That's good. So here we are. This is back to the junction that came from, our rubble room. As we walk in here, come upon this room. Oh, good. The bear's dead. Is there anything special in this room? Oh, this was just a boon. That was just a boon. We didn't really do much with that room. Some rooms, by the time we got to them, we were just phoning it in. I built this. Very proud of it. This used to be something else, but it required too many words to write it out.
Oh my God, someone got in.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Password is... So this was a locked door with no clue, and of course, the clue is the picture on the floor. You know who Mega Man is. It was easy. No one clicked on the floor blueprint, so it stayed that light blue color. It's awesome. And as you can see, here's the other side of Blossom. So these two rooms lead up here, and we come up here. We have two paths to go here. I will loop around because even though we made it so you could access that room from both sides, I wanted to force you guys to go this way. What do you do when you see a bear? So this is a 1 hour, 1 life reference. Because in 1 hour, 1 life, a lot of times people get griefed by, what's it called? By bears. People would bring bears to their town. And that's how they would grieve towns. So when you are getting grieved, you have to, the whole town has to hide while the pros, quote unquote pros, deal with the bear. So what do you do when you see a bear? And I was really working really hard to try and make this idea work, but we're limited to what's in the game, and I wasn't smart enough to think of phrases or words. So the clue is, the question is, what do you do to hide from the bear? And the clue is all the things in the room. We have a leather hide, a hen, a tree, a sheep, and a hen. And if you put those together, it's hide, hen, tree, sheep, hen. Or, oh wait, I should type it out while I'm over here. Password is hide in the sheep pen. In which case you get into this boon. You can open... Oh, that's right. We just made this a boon. It was too hard for people to get through because my little puzzle. I thought it was a good one. And then you put a bunch of food here, so there's really no reason for them to go into there. I had to make kraut. So in here this was another one of our radio rooms. The idea is if you were stuck in a certain direction, you could use the radio and ask for a clue. We had thought to label the rooms so that people could actually tell us, like. So the clue for this door is one of these things just doesn't belong here. A Sesame Street reference for anyone who picks it up. And so this refers to the creatures in the room. We have 2 wolves, 1 boar, a grizzly bear, and then we have a caged rabbit. And the password is rabbit. Because all the other things are aggressive and the rabbits are not. It's the only thing that's different. And then coming up here, Nico's Mad Science Lab. Nico is another.
You should have went left first.
Well, I gotta come back down. Why
Do the
should
whole section.
Okay, we'll go left first. You go left, you come up to a dead end, but it shows you this crazy thing. I don't know why I should have went left.
Because you're not going to go back through there.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So this is Nico's Mad Science Lab. I I built this. Jada came up with the idea, and I like built her all the things, and she's like, I don't want to put it together, so I put it together for her. All sorts of sciencey things, which apparently now there's more actual sciencey things in the game. And then of course we have this tile thing again, so the whole idea is you auto run on it. Oh. And this was changed to caution, freshly mopped floor. It's supposed to say slippery when wet, but apparently that doesn't
No,
translate.
no.
Oh,
No, that's the.
no, caution, freshly mopped floor. The password is slippery when wet. And you got a boon of silver coins and some food. I thought there was a med pack in there. I guess not.
I thought there was two, but I don't know now.
But that one didn't translate so well apparently. So this takes you back into the goose statue room. So okay, how are we gonna do this? I guess we're gonna go down first, right? Because that room goes to one spot, and then we can just come back here and then continue with the upside. So another path you could take is you could go left here. That takes you to this room, which no longer has the bears. Oh my god, thank God. In order to keep this, you must first give it. Password is word or your word? Oh. Promise? No? Your word. Your word. And you came up to here. This is one of our little things where we built the thing that just didn't quite work out. A golem guards a door. It says you must tell me something to pass through. Be warned, if you tell a lie, I will kill you with my sword. If you tell me the truth, I will kill you with my maul. What do you tell me? Password is you will kill me with your with your sword. It's one of those.
This room I kind of messed up on too.
Yeah, and unfortunately, all three of these used to have adobe walls, but unfortunately, she placed a grave here for the clue, so that people could navigate the room, and it blocked this last door. But the idea was that you put water on the adobe wall, and you will be able to access the room, or the bones. And this comes down to here. This one, no one really got, because you look at it and you're like, oh hey, they're all peeing boy statue fountains, but this one is an elephant, so the password must be elephant. It's not. The password was actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 14. I believe that's it. Yes, the password was 14, the number of statues that were not elephants. That one did not work out as well as she'd hoped. It was a bummer. It was clever, and we didn't want to do nothing but riddles. We wanted to have cool little
Did you?
puzzles like this. No, I did not do this one. I'm looping back around
Okay.
to it. My life can be measured in hours. I serve by being devoured. Thin I am quick, fat I am slow. Wind is my foe. Password is candle. And then this one, if you come down here, oh look, here's a locked door. How do I get in? Well, there's no passworded thing. Where is it? But wait, there's this little sectioned off room. And this, again, is something that did not really, I don't think people really picked up on, especially that it's a
They
section
didn't.
room. It's a section room that you can't access, but it is right before a locked door. So the idea is you're supposed to realize, hey, this room is associated with that door. So we have a blue ball gown, blue bloomers, blue slippers, which were supposed to be, represent glass, and a blue ribbon with a bow. And then outside that door, you have a pumpkin and a broken hand card. What picture are we painting here? These are all, oh, just one slipper. Oh, that's right. That's cute with the little eyes. It's just one slipper, meaning one of the glass slippers is missing. What are we trying to tell here? It's a story. The story is, of course, Cinderella. So you come down here. Password is Cinderella. Look at that, we can get in. That's right, I'm gonna lock you in there. What are you gonna do about it? So yes, that was the idea behind this. This one did not. It was clever. It was great. It told a little story, but it just didn't work. Which makes me think probably Three Little Pigs might not have worked either. I was gonna do a similar thing where it's gonna have 3 rooms in progression, and the idea was they told the story Three Little Pigs. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go this way, and then so this room. What? Water? Oh shit! Really? I found the path. What? You can enter them all?
Yes, because there's more than one choice.
I guess. But still, if it's two, it should have been only one path
Like
goes
this
in.
way, you can't. You go down. You can't go to it.
I know, but it still should have been only one path goes in. Because the whole idea is you can't walk across water, but we made it so you could. We call this the Jesus walk room. Okay, and the way to cheat this room is you just click where you want to go, and you will auto path to it. Spoilers. So we came up here. These used to be blacked with sugar canes, so you needed the knife to get through. And in
Or
here,
sharpstone.
or sharpstone. And in here was a little dog park, which came up here and enters this room, which we will access when we come back around. Now we have to walk all the way back around because we have to do the top portion. The path that most people actually took. And I guess because everybody took that path, it must have been the easier path to take. Oh my God, who's that?
It is Eve Llama.
Who's Eve Llama?
They came and worked on radios.
Oh. So this was one of our helpers. Alright, so that's the whole bottom portion for the most part. As you saw, we got to a point, but we will definitely be looping back to it. So we will come now over here, and we will head on up to the upper portion.
In these doors here that he just passed, they're
These were our
not
access
exactly.
doors. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
they're for us to go in and out to do
yeah,
things.
so we could cross the whole thing because yeah, this, you know, there's a big open area between here and our town, and we had to cross it. There was no way to get to here. So this was a room that we constructed. This one didn't have a special walking path across it. What we did is we had in another part of the dungeon, which we will see shortly, a bunch of wood for people to build this bridge. And the idea was that there was very limited resources in order to build the bridge. Unfortunately, with our test group, they took all those resources and built carts with them. So we had to put more resources in, which meant it was easier to cross this room. But people still did eventually build the bridge. And then we have this room, and this room had another access from it down here. So there was a fork over here before or after no access. Yeah. And it came to the bottom side. So there was two ways to access this room, which kind of defeated the whole purpose of that room.
Well, for people coming from below, they could go up there. But people coming from the top had to essentially go through the lake
Oh,
if they were coming down.
you didn't make us you didn't make the duck in here.
No, I never did get around to putting the duck in here. I mean, there's a duck. There's a duck right there.
It's
Look,
supposed to be in the
see?
water.
I did not do the water bug to put it on the water.
Yeah.
No, never got
So
around to
this
it.
is our Pegasus Bird Sanctuary. We called it Bird Sanctuary because we were playing a shit ton of Ark Nova, which is a board game at the time. So we're like, let's build a bird sanctuary. And we had won the ostriches, or the ostrich, in a previous event, a fishing event that was hosted by fishing event hosted by
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Mango.
Mango. They had a really fun fishing event. I got second, so I got a bird. And we hid a door behind this tree. What? And we come to our graveyard. The idea was as people were dying in the dungeon, I was going to come in here and inscribe their names so that when people finally got here, and it did work for some part of it, but we also have Nil, Avid, Hunter, and Logger. Here lies Nil, Avid, Hunter, and Logger. There are tributes to people that helped us build things, and I built little funny odes. Here lies Hassel, loving mother, adoring wife, and my best friend. See you on the other side. Oh.
Sadly, some of the honorary graves did get overwritten with the writing bug, where stones were getting overwrote. But
Sterilize
we
wool pads, apply to wound, and then sew it to save almost any wound.
That's very fitting for the dungeon. That's a
Here,
good overwrite.
here lies Eve Mason learned it best to not poke the bear. So that was someone who died in the dungeon. I think they got killed by a bear.
The
Crafting
Masons were
tunnels
actually
as
who
my
won.
lair, soft fur, sharp. Oh, so here we have. So another point was that we have a locked door over here, and oh, we can't get in. But lo and behold, you read all the tombstones. Eventually, you will find clue one. I dig and I dwell with earth on my paws. Underground, I follow my own laws. Crafting tunnels as my lair, soft fur, sharp teeth, always a flare. Who am I? So that, you had to search all those to find the password for this, which I can't believe we made this mistake, but we did it a couple times. Rabbit! We have another rabbit password. And then that came up to here, to this room, which was our, this is where we placed the materials to build the bridge. Zabala's workshop. Zabala isn't that a mod?
No, Zabala is a
No.
all-time pro smither who was a real lifesaver during the event and helped us out with like a whole bunch of stuff. They actually ran the East Side shop during the event.
Oh, that's right.
And just
So a helper of
overall
ours.
did like so much stuff.
So here's that bear room. Remember we came from way back when? So this T goes down here to... Oh, this went to one side of the, that bridge room that we built. And the other one went into that workshop, into Zabala's workshop, which I am now returning to. And there are other ways to access that. There is a lock on this door. What was the password for this one? Where's the clue? Have not.
So this one, no, no,
Oh, no,
no.
no, no. That's right. We put that on there as a security measure.
Yeah.
Because after we finished the dungeon, people started trying to break out. They cheated and broke out of the dungeon, but
Well, I mean, they
because of
didn't.
an
It
oversight on
wasn't
our part.
negative reasons.
Oh, they took out the fucking target dummies?
They just, they were trying to utilize the dungeon as a place to live, which was totally fine. But we still didn't want the walls open on the outside. And we had overlooked actually two rabbits. We thought we removed all the rabbits in the whole dungeon. Not having rabbit fur meant you couldn't make steel to break out the walls, which they amazingly found one of the two rabbits that we did overlook in this massive dungeon and were able to craft stills, and so they made themselves a way to get out, not so much to break the walls or anything, but just so that they could have access to tools and stuff
Yeah.
while they lived here. But we did have to lock it back because we wanted people to still experience the dungeon for as it was without access to still. Plus, some people could take the iron and do malicious things like smash it all just because.
Yeah. We didn't want to take the time to ancient everything. It would have taken way longer than it already did to build everything. Plus, it would have limited the materials we could use. And we didn't want to do that either. So this was supposed to be like a guard station. There were target dummies here. Like, this is another part of our storytelling that we put in here. It came up here to a jail cell. Hey, the buckets of poop are gone. There were buckets of poop in all these rooms. And it came down here to a spot that everyone pretty much ignored. No one ever went into this room. And this is the room that they broke out of, and they actually reshaped it. But yeah, this was the room that people broke out. The person that broke out of this room, and it looks like it's all repaired. But we built a bunch of dead farm plots in here, and the idea was that if people did like get stuck in the dungeon and wanted to live in the dungeon, this is where their starting farm would be. And one of the ideas was that, okay, where are they going to get seeds? Well, we gave everybody yum bags, so that they were made up of vegetables. So the idea is you would harvest. If you didn't eat your yum bag, you had seeds in your yum bag, vegetable seeds
And
to
they
start
did
a farm.
actually finally plant a farm after the dungeon event was over. Like someone clearly's been here and
Yeah. Yeah,
been
our setup
creating a
wasn't
nice
like
farm.
this. Yeah. All right. So what can go through glass without breaking it? Password is. And this is the path most people took. They went through this way and came up. So in here, this was a room that we had devised, but all the hunters just killed all the pigs, so it kind of defeated the purpose of this room. But the idea was that this room was almost completely full with pigs. There was only enough room. There was only enough open spaces to move along. Yeah, there was only 7 empty tiles so that you could move through here if you could lock the pigs into place in some way. By putting items on the ground, because they can't occupy the same spot as an item. So the idea is that they were supposed to take junk and put it on the ground across the room. And yeah, everybody's like, fuck that, I'll just kill the pigs. Oh my god, I'm 106. I had an empty pip and I don't anymore.
It's okay, because, if nothing else, we can continue from John Michael.
No, I had an empty pip. I needed an empty hunger pip.
Oh, yeah.
I welcomed the day with a show of light, and I stealthily came here in the night. I bathed the earth's stuff at dawn, but at noon, alas, I am gone. And the password is... Pretty sure we changed it to just do. Yes, we did. That was one that kind of threw people for a loop because it was originally morning dew, but people were just like, what? Do? What? All right, let's get rid of the morning. Oh my god, you can't open this door. There we go. We come up here, you got a pathway to go up here. You come up here. Oh.
This was gonna be a radio room up here with calico cats, but we'd been working on this thing for months, so it just ended up being a loot box.
Yeah, so this, oh, all the snakes are gone. So this was a fun room. I got too old, so I don't have an empty pip anymore to show you how this room worked. I don't really know what to do.
Well, I would say we're gonna need more than 10 minutes to finish this. So let's just go back to John Michael / die, reborn, and then come through here. We have food at John Michael.
Oh, I know what I'll do.
I would offer to give birth to you, but I'm too old.
No, I'm gonna
I
go.
don't know where Llama is. Plus, I gave my sandwich away, so.
You type it. So I guess you guys will get to see a little behind the scenes thing. So this little path we made so we could cross the place fast. Funny enough, we built it after the whole dungeon was done. We're like, we really don't want to, we really want to be able to get to the other side as fast as possible. We should build a road so we could do that during the dungeon. Never occurred to us to do it while we were building the dungeon. So this is our prep town that we built to prep everything for the dungeon. Oh my god! Oh! Our berries are dying! Who would do this?
The pumpkin's gone. Oh my god, there's so many birds on these berry bushes. Oh my god.
And why do we care? Like, isn't it gonna get reset?
Yes, the server's gonna get reset. Why do we care?
I'm a stickler
Also,
about the berries.
There's like 5 birds on here as you ran past. It was so bad.
Oh man.
What?
Let's hope I get the same raise.
I have faith in you.
Nope. Bear with me, everybody, as I...
There.
Boom! Only 2 tries. By the way, bonus points for anyone who can figure out why I am dressed the way I am and why I want to be black when I'm dressed this way. Your outfit's here. Why don't you just wear your outfit?
What outfit? I gave my outfit to a baby. I have multiple copies of my outfit. I have them everywhere. That is
Oh,
not my outfit.
I didn't. Wait, no, I picked up the right one.
Shit. Okay.
I have no idea where that came from. I know I picked up the right one.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. We'll need food. Uh,
Remember, season stuff is 1 pip.
oh yeah. Okay, then let me get down to 0 pips, and then I'll eat up to 1 pip left.
Well, then you should strip down because it's going to take forever for you to get to 0. What are you at?
I'm missing 4 pips.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess you could give him a tour of this part of town while we're waiting. Your horse is up here.
So this
For
is our.
all the horses, Town had all the black ones. I had all the white ones.
Hold on. Where's my bull?
I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it.
Yeah, you water my berry bushes. So this is our prep town. This is where our little animal pen. Someone else built this chicken part down here. We didn't have that originally. We didn't have this dog town either. This is where we got all our short shafts. We needed a hell of a lot of them. This is our forge. We didn't. Also, that's another thing. We got tons of help from tons of players. We did not build all of the stations. We just used them all. I built the farm. That's about it. We didn't build the. We didn't build the kitchen. Someone else did that. I built this little milk station, which got replaced by a cheese station somewhere else.
Built by Erie and Jesse.
Yeah. This is all the butter we used because we needed. Oh yeah, we built the chessboard to pass the time after the fact. Here's resources that we used, or that we didn't use. That is. Here's the honey farm that. Who?
I think Jesse made the honey farm.
Here's the honey farm that Jessie made. Right? She made the jungle, right?
Yes.
Here's a wood cutting area that was built after we were done. We just built a long line of trees. That's how we did it.
I want to say maybe Neil made the wood cutting area. Honestly, I can't remember. Towards the end, we were trying so much to rush to get stuff done because we were worried about the reset being imminent. We didn't know how long it might be because the server was having issues.
Yeah.
And so we were just really trying to get everything done. And we had so many helpers doing so much different stuff in the town. And the poor guys, we locked them in so that nobody would see spoilers of the dungeon. So they were just locked in this town while we would bring in resources from the outside so that they couldn't see anything that we were working on. And they were a huge help.
We didn't build this closed area
No,
either.
Neil, I think. Yeah, that's why the sweatshop was named after her.
Yes. And this is our silk farm, cotton farm, and flax. We grew a lot of that stuff. We had so much silk
Wally
at one point.
made this area here.
And this is our. Someone made a sugar cane area for us up here. And we grew a bunch of bamboo where this store now is.
I think Q. I can't remember how to pronounce their name. The one that this forest down here is named after is who made the sugar thing.
All season food?
I'm pretty sure. And we got the fish down here. I don't know if you've eaten one of each fish.
I have.
Okay.
Okay. So we're good to go. 150 plus 157. I should be good, right?
Probably. I mean, I'm only plus 21, so.
Noob.
I am not worried about yamming up. I don't want to waste pixel food that will not exist in a few days. Wait, did you leave a pip empty?
Yeah, I have 2 pips empty.
Okay, thank God.
Oh yes, this was a little farm or a little animal area that Jada made. And actually, we had feed bags in here in our sample group. They took the feed bags because you use corn to feed, and they turned the corn into popcorn to feed themselves.
Which is
Not,
very, very smart.
it was very, very smart. It never occurred to them to kill an animal and cook it and eat it. They just like, oh, just make popcorn.
That was actually the day I learned that you do not need to just use dry corn to make popcorn. I didn't know you could do the chopped up corn kernel, so even after 2,000 hours, I learned something new.
So this room was my invention. I'm very proud of this room. The clue was apparently it stumped a lot of people. I don't know how. I think because of the sound castles, it made the room in the little.
Was this your invention?
Yes,
All right.
yes, I totally came up with this room.
Okay.
But I think the colored walls, the little My Little Pony flag, and the sand castles threw people off. And even though there's a whole crap ton of shrooms here, it really didn't occur to a lot of people to eat the shroom.
It was supposed to look like a playground. It was also kind of dark, humor
Dark
in there
humor,
too,
yes.
because
So when
drugs down in the playground,
yes, so
but it happened.
when you eat mushrooms, there's an effect happens called tripping, and when you start tripping, you can see things. So the water is no longer just water. You can now see shallow points, and there are deep points, and the deep points make a number. This is how I know it was my idea because I wanted the number to be 42.
I think it was a group idea between me and you, but we'll go with that.
And that was it. 17. I was very proud of that room. This room has a bunch of oh my god, the items are no, the items are still here. A bunch of clues. Gold is below steel. Steel is right of bronze. Charcoal is right of iron. Iron is right of calamine. Calamine is below charcoal. Copper is left of niter and above bronze. Niter is left of gold. Gold and below calamine. Bronze is brown below iron and above niter. So a bunch of clues on how to lay out those items. We had a basket with all those items in it, and you had to learn the key to this room did require outside clues, and our outside clue was always that uh, the directions are not direct adjacency, because a lot of people were messing it up their solution because they would put things exactly as it said, and they're like, wait, this is what the solution should be, and it was never working. And that's because it didn't work that way. Like, it just because something was below it didn't mean it wasn't two below it. Um, I am not going to work out this puzzle. Do we remember what the password was?
Copper, iron, charcoal.
So the eventual end password was copper, iron, charcoal. So the idea was that eventually you get to the end, and that was what was up here. And you're like, okay, and you could open and close the door. You can move on. Our next section that we're coming up to is Jade's Pride and Joy. She totally steered the freaking dungeon in this direction just so she could build this area. She wanted to build this area so much. Messages hide within the words we write. The whole idea is this thing was supposed to be kind of slow going, and because you're in a hot area, it would drain your hunger fast. The devs found that actually kind of difficult. That they were our sample group. They found it actually kind of difficult. That's how it worked. But that's what we were going for, and it was a little too difficult. They felt like, so we had to remove. There were snakes everywhere. We had to remove them, and then someone came in and killed the snakes. So messages hide within the words we write. Secrets lingering within plain sight. And second clue up here is think not too hard. Get another to help. The answer is clear if you hear it yourself. It is a riddle through it, though it may seem, a poem, and saying it faster might just show you. Excel her 8. So all the clues is to say, you should say that really, really fast. Excel her 8. Or accelerate. Okay. Oh, so you would come up here. Wait, what?
It was over here on the side.
Oh, the door goes up. Oh, a word I know, 6 letters it contains. Take one away, and 12 remains. So that was that help. Can you? That one took me a while. I never actually got it. I think dozens. So you had to write the word before you took the letter away. A splash of blood and a kiss of spring make a heart melt with just this one thing. An aroma so sweet, but a base that stings, a symbol of love, a precursor to rings. The password is Rose. Oh, we open that no access door. First a flash
Yeah.
and then a roar. The gods enraged, but who knows what for. Splintered children in gasping for land, a random occurrence or something planned. Boats sent to the depths, trees scorched and ruined. Beware the skies when a great storm is brewing. So that's all describing something. It is it lightning?
I think it's either lightning or thunder. I think it's mentioned noise, so thunder.
Oh, it's lightning.
There you go. Also up here.
Oh yes, up here. I always miss that. This is one of our 4 clues. The word you seek is words. So we have the final words. Those are the clues we have so far. Words are interesting little creatures. Sometimes they are well behaved and keep themselves in line. But other times they are a bit more adventurous and find new ways to arrange themselves. Dug Kalol Esior. And it's supposed to be, you're supposed to figure out that it's the word. Wait, this is good luck heroes. Oh, that's right, because they were single syllable words. So the syllables were rearranged. So
and we tested these on our daughter Jinx, and she figured it out. She was 17 at the time.
yeah.
So we felt like it was a safe riddle to add.
So yeah, the clues is that the words are rearranged in some way, and then we give you what's it called? A hint or a sample, and then down here it says you know, a phrase with that written in the same way. And it's what is it? Uh, ha having determination is a quality virtue. Yeah, so that means the password is that phase. Having determination is a quality virtue. This one threw people for a loop as well. They oh
Oh,
my.
yeah, right here is.
All right, whatever. I didn't write is. I explained it to you guys. That's good enough, right? I don't have to type that out again, do I? We're leaving the door open anyways.
I double checked just to make sure.
So we come down here and we have this room. We have colors and we have a blank tile on the bottom. So the first thing says 2 colors in this row are right, but placed wrong. So we know that 2 colors here are in the solution, but they're not in the right space. So red, green, or yellow. 1 color in this row is right, but placed wrong. So, you know, we know that it has to be yellow or red because it can't be blue because that would mean that yellow and red are incorrect in the top row. So yellow or red is correct. Blue is not. 2 colors in this row are right, but placed wrong. Okay, so we know from this one that blue is definitely not a color. So we know that blue is, so we know green and black are the colors. And then this one, what is the correct order of colors? So we know green and black are placed wrong. And we know that blue isn't a color. And so it's either red or yellow, given what we know from here. Oh, but we also know that green's a color. And there's only one of these colors that it can be. Oh, wow. So it's not a definite answer. You actually had to test it, didn't you?
No, it is a definite answer. Let me see. What's the first one
Oh, yeah,
say?
because 2 colors are correct here. And only 1 is
Yeah,
correct here. And you
and
know,
they're in the wrong spot.
yeah.
So green can't be here or here, so it has to be the last one.
Yes. So it was, is it black, yellow, green or yellow, black, green?
It's black, yellow, green. And you had me figure. Did I have you figure? One of us
No,
figured
I
that
had you
out.
figure it out. I made it.
Well, I knew you made the other one, and the other one of them I found. I think it might have been this one I found on a website, and we implemented. One of the colors was purple. We had to swap it out with the color that O-Hall actually had, or
Yeah.
2-Hall had.
Oh, just think about it. We made it after the thing. So this one didn't have a clue in it originally. It was just supposed to be you came into this room and this door's closed and you're like, what? We eventually added the clue, which just totally gives it away because once you read it, you know what the clue is. What is black and white and red all over? So we felt this room was very clever because we made it black and white and then we surrounded it with red walls. So it was technically black and white and red all over. But it did not translate apparently because not everybody hears that childhood riddle. Come down here to this room. Oh, look at this. We have more water. Oh, but we can Jesus walk across it. That was an easy one to solve. We didn't have the big lakes that we needed to make that work as well as we wanted to all the time. So we
Oh,
have,
that was going to be the original shroom area. In fact, it actually almost spells out 17, but because of the lily pads and cattails, the water looks funny and you can't remove them,
yeah.
so it's harder to read. So we made it somewhere else.
So this clue is, oh my God. Time existed before me, but history can only begin after my creation. Password is what? Clock?
No,
Calendar?
no,
Date?
Newspaper. This is paper.
What?
Is it not
Password?
paper?
No.
Written word? Writing? Time exists before me, but history can only begin. Hold on. Maybe a different one's paper. Time existed before me. I have a
Writing.
cheat sheet. It is writing?
Yes. And this went to a boon. There used to be a turkey in there. This is what is more useful when it is broken. Password is egg. It was an egg, but the N threw people for a loop, so we just did egg. And we came down here. H is for hat. What?
Yes. Because originally when we did the pre-run with the devs, I made the bottom left door a different password than it was for the event. And I thought that maybe they might get the inside joke. Also, I was under the mistaken impression that Tataka Cub's name was Collins. And so,
Oh, that's
Pat,
right.
he's always in a picture. Colin for Tataka Cub. I'm saying his name wrong. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Which spells bucket hat backwards because I did my research in the Discord. And so that was the original password for this door, just for the devs. We
Yeah.
weren't planning on leaving that. But instead it was a room clue.
So yeah, we made a little pizza party room. What does this box not have writing on it?
It just says Collinsville Elementary School.
And oh, so this door was password is pizza?
Yes.
Yes. Because this was a pizza room. Came into here. And this came to our little shop area that we created. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. A little shop we created.
Oh no, I got stuck on a wall.
So this was the second shop that we made. There were two shops, one at the spawn, and this the second one. I ran this one. This was another area where people could get better clothing, turn in things they found in the dungeon, get food. In fact, the shops is what led to people making carts so they could pick stuff up and carry it around with them. And then we came down into this room. Cune for Forbidden Forest. Cune was another one of our helpers, a very industrious, helpful worker. Is the polar bear still in here?
I don't know.
This is a forest maze we made.
I don't see one. I don't think.
Jada got a little annoyed because I figured out how to solve the forest maze.
How to cheat?
How to cheat? If you just
No,
click,
there's no bear.
if you just click to where you want to go, you can walk through the whole maze. You just auto path through it. I guess this was quite the thing, and we hit a polar bear in there to really mess people up. So you get here.
I didn't even tell Clown it was there. I just snuck it in.
Property hunter will dog will bite, hunter nil. And there was a dog. There used to be a wolf in here, and we had like jerky and stuff. Final word you seek is final. Oh, I guess we had 4.
Yes, because you wanted to do my joking suggestion of this is the way.
I didn't want to do that because I figured everybody would get it if they saw this. If they saw any 2 words, if they saw any word and way, they would know the password right away would be this is the way. And I realized in hindsight that not everybody's a Star Wars nut like myself, and apparently this is the way is not as universal as I thought it was. This is the way. So we did it to the final 4 words. We come back through here, and we come back to this room. Oh, is this room a passworded door? No.
Going up it is.
Yeah.
And this one was based off of a D&D one shot we did. Well, actually, it was from a book. We were homebrewing a one shot, and we decided to implement this one in a written form, which was a little bit tough to translate, but we did it.
It managed to work. So, second button will sound. Oh wait. So you walk into this room. You know, as you know, I came this way from the other way. This is where all that bears and the dog park and everything comes up to here, and you can come into this room. So you walk in here. You come across 5 different color buttons. What order should they be pressed? If you press the black button, you hear a loud roar. The yellow makes a buzz. Blue sounds like a lute. Green you can hear from the wind from... Wait. Blue sounds like a lute. Green you can hear the wind. From red comes the sound of a bell. So that's what the bells sound like. And then up here you have... The second button will sound like a roar. Primary first helps open the door. The last button is the color of the sky. After the second will buzz like a fly. So that's the order at which they have to be pressed. And I've already, so we know the last button is the color of the sky, so we know it's blue. The second will buzz like a fly. I'm pretty sure that's yellow.
Yellow's third.
No, yellow makes a buzz. And after
And
the
what does black
second,
do?
after the second will buzz like a fly. Black is a roar. The second button will sound like a, yellow's third. So it's black is roar, and the primary helps opens the door. And what was
Red for primary color.
oh, so we had buttons that we didn't need.
No, it's red, black, yellow, green, blue.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. One of them's not mentioned, and it goes in the missing spot. So yes, the password is red, black, yellow, green, blue. In which case, you come up to here. The more the more you leave behind, the more you take. For this door, which would be the more you leave behind, the more you take. Time? No.
Footsteps. Right?
I
Footsteps?
always get that one wrong. Yes, footsteps. And that, of course, links back up to here. No matter if parched, no matter if rolled, no matter if magic, no matter how old.
That one is paper.
Ah, that one's paper. And this one is what breathes, consumes, and grows, but was, and never will be alive. That is fire. And that loops you back into here. And with that, we have explored the entire dungeon.
Did
And
we?
we have, yes, we did.
Wow.
So, you know, with all of that, we would have had all 4 of the words. That's why it kind of loops around. So at which point we would backtrack along one of our ways. Originally, the whole idea was you just get out. But then we're like, no, it'd be better if we made it so that you have to go find the 4 words and get to the middle thing. That way you were, not in a sense, forced to do the whole dungeon. You could, you know, and it wouldn't reward people who just took a single path. Like if a path was easier than the other one, it wouldn't be like, oh, well, they got through faster because they had the easy path. So we've been to the 4 corners of the map. We found our 4 passwords. And we will head head back to the center. Oh, I forgot that one. This one is another little... What? We had little secret rooms that we hid behind walls. That's
Oh my
actually...
god, we missed the blueprint.
You mean like poking it out?
Yeah,
No. I think that was our best hidden secret path.
it really was. I think only one person found it during the event.
Yeah, they did find it because that blacksmith's apron was taken.
Yeah, I think Moo found it actually. Moo said that the only reason they knew that it wasn't an accidental just we missed it. Closing it off was because the apron was there.
Yeah.
Which gave it away that this is supposed to be a boon.
With that, we make it. Ba 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 ba. This is our ritual room where the. So for the purpose of the thing, once they got the final, once they got the magical glass thing, they had to make it back to the spawn area. The group that first got here, when they got it, they had their sword guy run out ahead of them as they raced to the front, and the sword guy was supposed to kill anyone that he came across, so that they could get the glass thing to the spawn area with no conflict, with no not conflict, but no one stopping them.
I never heard this part.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I was over in the tavern.
I think
cool.
I'm going the wrong way, actually. I am going the wrong
I think
way.
you are too. Unless you want to go through the jungle again. I don't know if you want to go the right way to get back, or
Yes, we're going the right way to back. Look how far these guys had to run to get back with their little thing. Because that was one of the aspects of the PvP aspect, is that just because you were the only group that solved the whole thing, you could get robbed at the very end if someone just stood there with a sword. But that's another thing. A lot of people tried fighting that group, and they died every time.
oh my god. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know how you didn't die throughout this whole thing, to be honest.
Skills.
Well, I guess not die, but get bit. I thought for sure you're gonna get bit. And this time I didn't have a med pack on me. Oh, Llama does, though.
I do too. And therein lies the end of the tour. We return to the to the spawning portal. So yes, that was our entire dungeon that we built. We did get a lot of help from a lot of players, especially gathering all the stone. If you notice that everything is stone, not everything, but a lot. There's a lot of stone in here. That was per my thing, because I was like, dungeons are made of stone. Damn it. So yeah, and we spent months gathering stone. People helped us gather stone, and we were getting close to time to running the event, and we still had a lot to build. And we're like, well, what do we use for instead of stone? And we broke down and we asked the mods, hey, can you spawn us some stone? At which point they came and saw how much work we had already done. And they're like, you gathered this much stone? And they spawned us in stone, no problem. They're like, yeah, here, you can have as much as you want.
And then we had to ask for stone like 3 more times.
3 more times, yeah, because they spawned us in 1,000 stones every time, and we would burn through them so fast.
Yeah,
And
there's 4,103 tiles of stone walls, 3,668 tiles of stone floor, um, without rugs. The ones with rugs weren't counted. And then there's various other stones around.
a lot of stone. So yeah, this was what months of hard work. Yeah, originally, it was supposed to be 1 month of hard work for us, and it ended up stretching into like 3 or 4 because we're just like keep adding, and like we were
And the
crazy to
gathering
have,
took like a really long time.
you were crazy to have gathered that much before asking. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like no one can spawn around us. Like no one, you can't make a sharp rock around where, because basically we went up, we got outwards of in every direction about 5,000 tiles in every direction. So you can't make a
So
sharp stone within 5,000 tiles of the dungeon.
there was kind of that urge too to be like to be able to say, "Hey, we did this all with nothing spawned in."
Yeah, that was annoying.
Um,
Yeah,
but then we realized that wasn't really realistic.
yeah, it was taking forever because you can only gather 8 stones at a time. 8 rock
Yeah.
piles at a time, and like yeah, for thousands of stone, like we said, we ended up asking him to spawn in 1,000 piles of stone 3 times. So we still needed at the time we finally broke down and asked for help. Oh, that's Moon in chat. Oh,
Yes.
by the time we finally asked for help, yes, we still had 3,000 stones we needed to get, and gathering that at 8 stones at a time takes a long time. But a lot of people helped. A lot of people helped. Like we would log off and at night, and we'd log on, and there'd be piles of stone. But yes, so that's the dungeon. I hope everybody who played it enjoyed it. Uh, it's still up as long as the server is up. Isn't reset yet, and the spawn code for it is dungeon, or is it adventure dungeon. You can
I
pop
get it
in.
wrong every single time, so
And, if you go to Public Town, you will see some of our rewritten stones managed to make it from the writing bug onto the Public Town stones. So you can see our riddles in other places, which is funny. Well, yes, I hope you all enjoyed the tour. Yes, Adventure Dungeon with a capital A and a capital D. I hope you all enjoyed the tour. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. I hope you all have a good day, night, or morning, wherever it is, wherever you are, and check you all next time. Oh, wait, do you have anything to say on the outro?
no, no, I'm good.
All
It's
right.
like 4 a.m.
Yeah, say good night.
Good night, everybody. I'm glad we got this finished before the server was reset. I know Clown is exhausted, but I was like, if we go to bed, what if the server's not up tomorrow? So I convinced him to do it really late tonight, so that everybody could see the dungeon forever.
That's right. For posterity. Okay,
Yes.
everybody. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.